Going on, you know who it is, you know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man, check this out. Wow. One of the things I want to particularly talk about, before I start my shift is, look, as far as boxing goes, boxing will never be the perfect sport, but there's things you can do to fix it. And one thing they need to fix is scoring up fights. It is what it is, man. If a fighter fights the perfect fight, you know what I'm saying? Give him, if it's a 10-round fight, make it a perfect fight. 100 to whatever the case may be. If it's a 12-round fight, make it 120 to whatever it may be. And that's something that I noticed they don't like to do in boxing. They will always try to find a courtesy round. Well, you can't be courteous to a motherfucker if he ain't winning no rounds. You shouldn't give a fighter mercy rounds. That's one of the biggest taboos in boxing, that they don't like to give fighters perfect rounds. I don't know why. They just don't. But in particularly, we all saw that travesty that happened with Tevin Farmer. And like I said, Tevin Farmer, that's the type of fight that you lose. You work so hard at, and you lose the fight, even though everybody know you won. It's the type of shit that make you not want to fight anymore. And you wonder, well, what is it? Is it racism? Is it placism? Is it, favoritism? What the fuck is going on? I watched the Tevin Farmer fight at least 3 times. You would be generous if you could find 3 rounds to give that dude. I'm sorry, that Japanese dude didn't remotely win that fight. At best, you could say he won 3 rounds. But the rest of the fight, it was Tevin Farmer. He clearly got screwed in that fight, and I think that's very sad. It's terrible for boxing. Well, listen, you know what I'm saying? It's really terrible if you have a controversial fight, and let's just say the non-black fighter gets screwed. Then they say this is horrible for boxing, and boxing is going downhill. But when it's a guy like Tevin Farmer, it's like, okay, well, he lost, but so what? But now Tevin Farmer finds himself taking a step backwards. Tevin Farmer was a up-and-coming fighter. He, had a couple of setbacks, but then he just went on a tear. And it's funny, people don't appreciate, good boxing. Now, as I said before, Tevin Farmer is a good defensive fighter, but he initiated well than enough offense to clearly win that fight. And this is the double standard, as I said, that's starting to go on in boxing. So now all of a sudden, as I said before, you see guys like Lomachenko getting all the praise in the world for the fighting style that they have. But then they're trying to dismiss, what guys like Tevin Farmer does. And I'm sorry, I'll call it right down the middle. I keep it 100. And that's not right. If Lomachenko would have fought the exact way Tevin Farmer fought, if that had been Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying, he would have won that fight. Hands down, and then they would have been sensationalizing what a great fighter he is. Straight up. But Tevin Farmer gets screwed because, one, he's not popular enough, and then, one, he's not, apparently, he's not white enough. But yeah, what they need to start doing is after these post fights, they need to start calling these judges of fights into the conference room, into the media room, and they need to start answering questions. How in the fuck did they come up with the score that they came up with? Because that's the only way you're going to stop this shit. The sanctioning bodies need to stop protecting these motherfuckers. And, the sanctioning bodies and, the athletic state commissions of whatever state they fight in. They got to stop protecting these motherfuckers. Motherfuckers need to start answering questions. How did they come up with that score? And yesterday, I'll give you 2 more examples. Once again, you saw some weird scoring. Yes, the right people won, but it was the scoring. Cletus Sheldon versus, Ulysses Jr. There was no round you could give that Cletus dude. He didn't win one fucking round in that fight. He got beat from pillar to post. He got humiliated. The dude made him look stupid throughout the fight. And somehow, someway, a judge found a round to give him. Bullshit. Dude fought the perfect fight, so he should have had a perfect score. Just like, you know what I'm saying? On the scale of 1 to 10, they call it 10 the perfect score. Well, he should have got the perfect score, which was a perfect 100. And then on the other fight, Saunders should have got a perfect 100 because he clearly won every round, every minute of that fight with Lemieux. He humiliated Lemieux, and he didn't get a perfect 120. Those judges that scored the fight, only one judge scored the perfect 120, I think, for Saunders. And 2 judges found at least 3 rounds to give Lemieux. Lemieux didn't win 1 round in that fight. And that's one of the biggest concerns in boxing. There's certain shit in boxing that they got to fix. The taboo rules of boxing. Oh, we don't bother the judges. We don't make them answer questions. You know what I'm saying? These judges need to start being suspended or questioned on how they came up with their score. We have a right to ask them, and how did you come up with your score? What did you see? I need for you to explain to me, how did you find 3 rounds to give this dude? I need you to explain to me, how did you have this dude the winner when the other dude clearly outboxed the dude? See, if they do that, a lot of this stuff would stop. But see, after these fights are over, these judges, they get the fuck up out of there. But if they start getting called to the carpet and getting called to the press conference to answer questions, especially if it's a controversial fight, this shit would stop. Because see, I'll tell you what they scared of. They scared that one of these judges will crack and say, well, you know, I did talk to so-and-so before the fight. And see, they scared that one of these reporters will say, well, did you talk to anybody with the promotional company? See, they scared of that shit. They scared that shit will start popping up. And then they'll start saying, damn, some of these fights are rigged to shit. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Let me know what you guys think, man.